Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lesson, we'll discuss the basics, how developers or humans we are interacting with APIs all these years, right? In an application, expresses capabilities through two doors. There's a web UI for humans, buttons, forms, and then API for programs, right? What is an API? So just forget about the acronym, right? API is a contract. Contract is nothing but, so what is my address and where to send my input parameters and all that, what response get back, right? So there are four parts to the contract, API contract. Endpoint. Endpoint is, for example, you want to do OpenAPI as an repo. This is your requirement. Then you call this endpoint. Endpoint is get method plus path. In this case, get repos, owner, repos, and pulls. Right? Methods are different. Methods will be there. Depends upon the get, post, patch, to update, or head done, etc. And input payload and what would be my path parameters, right? Query parameters are response body. What should I send it? For example, in this case, I have to send the owner and repo details. These are the required parameters. Then I'll get a response back with status codes and pull request objects in a JSON format. If it is not found, if repo is not found, if a repo is missing whatever reason, it says 404. It will clearly tell you the status codes. Then based on that, we can user will react it. Then authentication, whether you are allowed to do this action or not, right? So in this case, we send the bearer tokens. Depends on the authentication mechanism. What human is doing in this case, right? Let's try deep into this. Let's right. Given a requirement, show me the open pairs that need a review. Right, this is your developer want to do this, right? What exactly is doing in this, right? Developers basically discovering the endpoints from the OpenAPI specs, or maybe discussing with the respective teams, trying to understand whether it's matching the requirement or not. In this case, Git, we all know that, right? So we can know, okay, from OpenAPI specs, we can find out, okay, this is the pull still do endpoint I should use, and these are the input parameters I should pass, and this is the response I get it, right? So then, based once you understand the discover the endpoint and details, then you'll construct a payload, and then he'll send a request. Then once you get a response back, based on the response, he'll interpret the response. Then he'll answer the human, no, answer the users whatever format they wanted. Yeah, so basically developer doing discovering and then constructing a input payload and request, then is then interpreting once you get the response back. This is what doing. So before going to the next slide, let's try to I used OpenAPI specs and all. So we all know that developers know this, right? There are no. This is a standard format how we give the do the OpenAPI API specs, right? There's a standard format to this. We used to call Swagger. Now it is OpenAPI spec 3.1, 3.2, etc. This basically it have a list of endpoints and what input parameters, what response I expect from there. All the contracts are defined here. So that is a standard format across the industry so that everybody understands this spec. Now demo time. This is device. This is a REST client. Like this is an OpenAPI spec. Before this, I just imported the spec, OpenAPI spec using URL. So what it does is device is it interpret the it took the OpenAPI spec and then it put it in a meaningful format so that we can discuss easily. Right? For example, this OpenAPI v3 REST API has these are the delete methods, these are get methods are there, patch methods, post, put. So all endpoints here and there. Now I wanted to find my pull request. Just search for the pull, whatever we discussed in the this thing, right? For example, this one. This is a spec, right? And the contract. Let's try to understand the contract here. This is a get method, and this is the endpoint I should use. Then I should understand the details, like what are the required parameters, what are the option parameters, and then what the authentication mechanism. In this case, in this endpoint, we have none is required. Let's try to understand the create issue or issues, right? So let's close this. Yeah, issues. So this is, for example, post create issues, right? You want to create an issue, use this one. You want to know user issues, and there are different APIs are there. You can use that. So I added to my collections. I created my collection, something like here. There's a once you have the collection, so then you can see these are my Git collections. And my first Git repository. I'll show you demo what I was talking about the contract. Let's preview the request. This is the address, and this is a method I was talking about. And these are the authentication is none. In this case, maybe let me the request. Then you can see the preview request properly. In this case, let's do the right one. The post, the method post. It would be yeah. Let's review the request. Preview the request. This is my URL endpoint. This is a post method. And this is my authentication mechanisms bearer access token. This is a request body. This is for test demo project. Then yeah, these are the headers. Once you send a request, then you got a response body with no, all the details, and then you have a status codes here. How much time it took to come from the response? This is 4201. It is updated because I created before that. So yeah, so that's how it is to work. Yeah, humans, we as a developers, we used to discover and construct the endpoint, construct the input payload, and send it. Once you get the response back, and we are sending back to the user, right? So we as a translator, we are understanding the requirement based on the internal we discovered, and we send the request and getting the response back. So yeah, in next lesson we'll see how AI agents will we'll do the same thing, how it discovers, constructs, and send a response and get a response back. Yeah, thanks, and see you in the next lesson.